All right, good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's been about a week. I meant to make more videos, but I've been sick. Thought I had the COVID, but the test came back negative, fortunately. And while I was down and ill, I answered one of the most important questions in life. Why do new cards look like garbage and old cards look amazing? Now, for a long time, I figured it was just because I'm old and I'm grumpy and I just like the new cards or the old cards. But then something happened. Some cards came out that I liked. Okay, that looks awesome. I like these cards. These look great. That's really cool. So then I started thinking about it. Okay, well, I do like the new cards like this, but I can't stand this. Why? And the answer, I think, is all in the borders. Um, these new cards are so busy all over the place. There's something happening, and it distracts your eye. Look at Euro, for example. Look at this. It's got like some sort of flourish above the title. There's a letterbox for the name. There's a letterbox for the creature type. There's a letterbox for here. There's 1, 2, 3 different blocks of letters of text at the bottom. A hollow symbol. There's a letterbox for the power and toughness. And they're just busy cards. And you got, a little icon here. Again, 1, 2, 3 different letter boxes, lots of stuff going on. 8th edition, Mirrodin, some of those have some great cards, but look at the coloring now. I mean, the border on this looks like I could have printed it on, my LaserJet printer. You would think that's a counterfeit, but that's just washed out, kind of boring, drab coloring. And so I took one of my favorite cards, one of everyone's favorite cards, Serra Angel. And I looked at this, the artwork's good. The artwork on it, that's pretty cool. That's well done. It's detailed. But, when you're just flipping through this card, I mean, you can barely, maybe it's just a mental block I have, but I see this and it's like my eyes almost glance right off of the artwork and I don't stay, it doesn't really draw my eye to it. And then I take one of the all-time greats, the original Serra Angel. And why does this one, and answer in the comments, maybe you don't, maybe you think this one pops and really stands out more, but in my opinion, the one on the left really stands out. The contrast, the coloring, everything, my eyes drawn to the artwork. And I think what it is look at how simple alpha cards were. You had your black border, no letter boxes. You had the border that represents the color of the card. You had the name, casting costs, and everything was just contained in that border. You had a text box, and then you had a big art box. And look how much bigger, it doesn't show too much, but there's a good extra couple millimeters. Well, maybe not. Maybe they're about the same. I'm just making stuff up now. Art boxes look to be about the same. But your eye is drawn to it more, I feel. And I think it all comes down to kind of the technique that's used in the art world of framing. You don't want your frame to distract from your art. You want it to complement it. A nice, solid black border with a simple, basically this is like the mat inside of a frame. So you have your border, your wood frame, and then you have your mat, and then you have your artwork. And that's exactly what it looks like, and it's fantastic. Whereas here you've got a lot of stuff going on. The black border is not consistent. It like bends underneath this text box. There's multiple text boxes. There's not like it doesn't feel like a mat bordering your picture. It just really unattractive. And if you go to an art museum or if you're mounting art for yourself, there's two main ways to do art. You either put it in a nice frame or you do a canvas mount where it just mounts without it. Come on, focus camera, get with it. It mounts without a frame. And I think that's why I like these new borderless cards. Because finally they've gotten back to a technique that doesn't distract you from the art. It lets the art shine through. Now, I still, nostalgia. I like Alpha, Beta, Unlimited better. But I have to admit, these look really good. They're aesthetically pleasing. They're not distracting from their own intention to be art. And I think that's a great accomplishment. I think that's really cool. One of the things that I always felt with like Alpha, Beta in particular is the artifacts felt like what they were. Okay, so the Sol Ring's not a card representing Sol Ring. You know, when you played an Alpha Sol Ring, I mean, that felt like you were playing the actual artifact itself. You know, Power was the same way. You know, these artifacts were just so straightforward. Your eye goes right to the artwork. One of my favorites here, Library of Lang. And it just allowed it to showcase the art so much better than the new cards do. So that's it. That's all I had. It's going to be a pretty short video. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm crazy. Am I just being an old fogey? But I really think that these borderless are the next best thing to a nice, proper frame. So, all right. Hope everyone enjoys. Have a good day, and we will come back to some pack openings, box breaks coming up. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have filled up our first box of Urza's Saga tournament decks. 12 have been assigned. I've got another box if everyone wants to sign up. Join my Facebook group. It'll be in the description below, and you can sign up to get in on that second box. Each tournament deck is $315, includes shipping within the US. And if you want to add $15 for an acrylic case, I'll put it in an acrylic case with a security seal. As with all of my box breaks, everything gets done on camera, random number generators assign the slots and everything like that. So nice, safe, legitimate way to get yourself an untampered with, unmapped vintage starter deck. So cool. Thanks everybody. Have a great day.